Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The reason I have a problem with the gay marriage label is I understand it will not stop at government. And it hasn't. Lawsuits are already happening to force individuals by punishing through fines. I must ask others in the LGBTQ community, what are you trying to accomplish? My understanding is acceptance was the main goal. How does going to courts gain acceptance? Do you honestly not understand that just because you force someone to take your money, to smile as you stand in front of them, it has done nothing to end the hate? It's still there. It just hides in darkness and grows. You just drove it underground. In fact, you made it worse. They already believe you have an agenda, and now you have given proof. So they can show their kids this proof. If you want acceptance, if you want hate to die out, then you need to stop feeding the flames. Humanity has an expiration date. The old die off. It's the children that will be leading eventually. Just as the conservatives, by using government to try and enforce their version of morality on you, you are now using the courts to enforce your beliefs on everyone else. You gained them money, a reward, but screw the rest of us. You have sent the message to others they must pretend. They must smile, and they'll still hate you while they take your money. They can do what they want with that money. Maybe support candidates that would do far worse than just tell you they will not serve you, or groups. These people have such strong beliefs, it doesn't matter if they're right or not. They were willing to tell you what they believe, giving you a chance to go to people that will not only take your money, but love and accept you for who you are. I often hear complaints that we need to start supporting our own community. And yet, we are forcing people into the closet. So, tell me, how do you know if the people you're doing business with is part of our community if they can't tell you what they think? You are being selfish. You want instant gratification, and you are creating a new generation of hate that will inevitably morph, often into something far worse. So, you can feel vindicated. How does that help your community, society, to become more harmonious? You have taken a shortcut, just as the Warren Burger Court did in the 1960s. You believe you're fighting the good fight, but in fact you're making it worse. And with each time, the pendulum swings between right and left. It goes further out and causes just as big an opposite response. At moment, you think you're winning, but always what you drive in the shadows, they become more organized, while you grow complacent thinking you created a utopia on Earth. When the time is right, when enough people have had their stomach full of your intolerance, they will come out. And you might be dead before the bill comes due, but that hardly makes right what you're doing. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.